Hello everybody and welcome back to BTT6. Today we're going to be doing cargo on chimps. I was originally going to release a video on this, but for some reason the game decided to give me a gold border instead of a black border. So we're doing it again, only we're going for a black border today. So what's the general strategy here? Well, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be going for a Spirit of the Forest and a Bloon Solver. The Bloon Solver is going to be in a bit of an odd position, right? Just on paper, but when you actually put it into the game, it actually works pretty well. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I don't know, obviously I'm going to be supporting it with a lot of literally just Spike Storm for days. So if you missed it last week, the boss event was on #ouch. Yes, I'm not joking. Bloonarius was quite literally stationed on the hardest map in the game. Obviously there was a little bit of changes and modifications to make it a little bit more fair, but overall, it was still, you know, just Bloonarius. And if you do want to see that video of me going through #ouch with Bloonarius on it for some ungodly reason, maybe you just like to see people suffer, then go ahead, be my guest. Again, I'll put a night card. As usual, you know, can't really force you. It's your life, really. So I'm going to be putting the Bloon Solver, right, in a very particular location. Something that would be very, that looks very off, but is actually really good. So we're gonna put the Bloon Solver right about here-ish. You know, it's again very odd positioning, but if you know this map, then it makes sense in the long run. So here we go with the first mob, and this is the reason why I put the Bloon Solver in such a position. Just mobs come out on a entirely separate path than, you know, typical balloons. The balloons will come out on this path, right, the yellow one, but mobs come out on the other path, which is why this map is such a pain, because both paths are relatively short, and, well, I mean, like you've seen. So now comes probably the scariest save up in the run, which is going for the Bloon Solver, and some people might say, why is this just such a scary save up? Well, there's two rounds in particular, right around where we're able to obtain the Bloon Solver, that are massive issues, and as much as I don't like to say this, it's true, because it's partially reliant on RNG. And they're about halfway through the run, but it's round 54 and 56. These two are very problematic, because 56 is when you're actually able to obtain the Bloon Solver. Or is it 50? I don't remember if it's 57 or not. But those two rounds in particular are massive issues because of the fact that they seem to be partially reliant on RNG, whether this guy gets his shot off to actually pop these ceramics, or if the mob layer just doesn't get popped at all. And the reason why this round's so scary is because this guy, he might not actually shoot through to these ceramics on this side, because the ceramics are blocking him here. And that's the reason why this round is so scary, because if he doesn't shoot through and he misses the ceramics, that's game over. But we did pass the first scary round. Alright, we just got the Bloon Solver. This is not a drill. This man's is up. And we are not done yet, because we still do need to get some support, because, as you may have noticed, this defense is weak against Moab class balloons. And so what I'm going to do is first off, I'm going to go for an ice tower in a bit of an odd position right next to Bloon Solver, because we're going to get him some cam detection. Anybody who's seen your typical ice platform setup will know the reason why the ice tower here, he's quite literally just here to give this guy camo detection. It's expensive to give the Bloon Solver camo detection in this particular positioning, but you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Now, some people may ask, is 63 a problem in this strat? Well, I'm here to tell you right now, it is really not. I mean, like, look at this entire ceramic wave. Gone. Reduced to atoms. A mere memory. Banished to the fucking Shadow Realm, dude. Now, some people might be wondering why I've gotten a never miss ace here. Well, the ace is purely to help deal with the Moab class balloons, specifically the BFBs and the fortified Moabs, because the fortified Moabs are scary because this guy, they're tanky enough and fast enough where his damage will begin to fall off a little bit. And they'll always pop, but they'll always pop right near the end of the map, and it's a little scary. Not only that, he can't really pop BFBs on his own, so we rely on this guy to help give that detection and that power that we need to actually kill the BFBs. Now, some people might be wondering, why are you putting the Druid there? That is a very counterintuitive position. But remember, mobs come out on this path, and he makes the strongest vines around him. So it's actually more beneficial to put Spirit of the Forest here, because I mean, like, this path is not really going to be all that helpful for the Spirit of the Forest, to be honest. So we obtain the Spirit of the Forest on round 83. And we're not done yet, because now we need to go for a little bit of support, something that I like to call a Snowstorm with Cold Snap. This is purely for the DDTs, because the DDTs are a little bit of a problem. The Spirit of the Forest can't really deal with the DDTs in a timely manner. And so that's the reason why we have the Snowstorm, so we can slow them, you know, obviously mid-track. And not only that, this is when we go for Spike Storm. And a lot of Spike Storm. I'm not joking. A lot of Spike Storm. Let's just say that 95 is going to be a little bit of an issue. Obviously, lots of DDTs. We're going to have to use all the Spike Storms, obviously. I mean, like, even with all the Spike Storms, I don't know how this is going to go. The DDT is getting stopped on the tracks by the Mob Shredders. This should be good. I want to say we're going to use one more Spike Storm with Sawda's ability. And we do cross 95. Alright, 98. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So we're going to keep this on slow mode. We're going to, once the Soma Gods get in range, we're going to freeze it all. We're going to jump on them, right? We're going to get more Mob Shredder. And I'm hoping that this is enough to just deal with the entirety of it. We're going to use one Spike Storm just to be safe. And there we go. So the Zelma Gods are gone. There they just are. And now we got to deal with the rest of the balloons. And we are good. If that doesn't show off the power of this combo, then I don't know what does. The Bad Balloon. He's here. He's scary. He's big. And he's not really the favorite thing of the run. I'm going to try and get as much damage as possible, even with just a couple Dart Monkeys here. But he should go down. Obviously, you know, he always does. Going to do 1, 2, 3, blow it all, jump on it with Sawda, snowstorm him, and that should be game over. Should be. Going to use Sawda's ability just to clean him up, and there we go. That's all for today's video. If you did like it, please make sure to comment, like, subscribe, all of that YouTuber jazz. I'll see you later. And for prosperity's sake, yes, that was the black border. This was the gold border before, for some odd reason that I don't know. Even though I did a black border run, the game was just like, we're just going to make this a gold border. I don't know why. But I got a black border, and that's all that matters.